if it is now polar curve or area bounded by a polar curve, this is now an infinite curve projected by a certain equation. Hindi lang siya parabolic curve, hindi lang siya sine or cosine curve. It is now a curve or a continuous curve projected by a specific equation. Example of polar curve equation are as shown. So example nito yung r or radius equal to a times 3 minus 2 cosine theta, and r equal to a 1 plus sine theta, and so forth and so long. Hanapin lang natin yung points at which it will define the curve or our polar curve within the Cartesian plane around 360 degrees, all over 360 degrees in terms of A. And how are we going to do that? Substitute lang tayo ng angle starting from 0 to 360 degrees. And kayo nang bahala kung anong interval or difference ang gagamitin natin, 30, 45, or by 15 degrees. For example's sake lang naman, for just to know how to plot a particular polar curve, let us try to plot the polar curve of problem number 1. R equal to A, 3 minus 2 cosine theta. Okay? Draw a table having theta and the radius of that polar curve. Theta to R. So if our theta is equal to 0 degree, substitute lang natin doon sa ating radius of a curve. That is r equal to a 3 minus 2 cosine theta. So 2 cosine theta, cosine 0 degrees is 1. 3 minus 2 is positive 1. So radius of the first point at 0 degree is equal to 1 unit. And so forth and so long hanggang 360 degrees. 30 degrees, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Lagay ko lahat so marami to. 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and 360. Kayo nang bahala kung anong difference or interval ng inyong angle. Mas maliit na difference or interval ng angles or ng theta, mas define yung inyong drawing. Pero mas matagal niyong ipa-plot yon. Then, for the radius at 30 degrees, that is 1.27a. Basta may a na dyan. At 60 degrees, that is 2. At 90 degrees, that is 3. Kaya na lang mag-type sa calculator nyo. At 120 degrees, that is 4. At 150, that is 4.7. At 180, that is 5. At 210, 4.7. At 240, that is 4 as well. And at 3, that is at 270, that is 3a, or negative na yan. 3 minus 2 cosine 270. Huwag kalimutan, pag baka nakalimutan ninyo, naka-radian pa yung inyong calculator, magkakamali kayo ng values ng radius. 270 to positive 3. Then 300 is at 2a, and 330 is 1.27, and at 360 is also 1a. So mapapansin ninyo from 0 to 180 and 180 to 360, parehas lang yung value nila. So, identical sila from 0 to 180, then 180 to 270. So, parehas lang yung ating figure from the top Cartesian plane and the bottom Cartesian. Okay. In your Cartesian plane, this is your A, then your angle. Cut lang natin. That is 60, 30. Tensya nyo na yung drawing ha. 120, 150, and 180, 330, then 360. So more or less ganyan. 30, 60, lagay ko lang. That is your 30 degrees, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and 360, and 0. Okay? So, 0 is equal to 1. Parang imagine, meron tayong continuous loop here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. 5. Hanggang mag-5 yan. Okay? Pasensya nyo na yung drawing. That is 0 degree is 1. 30 degree, 1.27. So around here. 60 degree is 2. Around here. 90 degree is 3. 3. 120 is 4. 150 is 4.7. 180 is 5. Then so forth and so long. 270 again is 4.7. 210, then 240 is 4. 270 is positive 3. 300 is 2. 330 is 1.27. And 360 is 1. Then you can now connect the dots. So that is now your polar curve. And the continuous lecture for this one is for you to identify the area bounded by this polar curve. For the area bounded of this polar curve, kailangan mo lang isolve yung area sa section na yan, 10 times 2 to include the area doon sa baba. Times 2 mo lang. Area nung nasa taas na curve, then times 2 para doon sa area na nasa baba. Okay? So that is now your polar curve. Let us check in our website on how are we did we get the exact graph. If that is now hanggang polar curve, pwede itong website equal to A of 3 minus 2 cosine cosine, what is that? Theta. Enter. So, mapapansin ninyo, nakuha natin yung ating curve. Okay? And, pwede nyo ring scale yan. Either way. If A is equal to 1, constant naman yung A natin. So, let's just assume that A is equal to 1. Such as in 30 degree, and 0 degree, A is equal So, tama ba yung ating curve? Lumabas, no? So, kung mas maliit yung discrepancy na gagawin ninyo with your table, syempre, mas magiging defined yung inyong polar curve. Okay? Ito lang naman sa ginawa nating example just to show you lang naman on how to plot your polar curve. Okay? Gets po ba yan?
Yes, sir.
Yung iba po, naintindihan how to plot your polar curve? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Siguraduhin nyo, marami pa to. May solid pa tayo. And let us try to plot the polar curve of this next problem. Wala pa tayong area Plot pa lang yan. Wala pang area bounded yan. Plot the polar curve of R, or the radius R, equal now to A times 1 plus sine theta. Okay? So sa inyo na yan kung ano yung interval na gagamitin ninyo just to practically specify or to specify your polar curve thoroughly. So 0 degree, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, and so forth and so long. 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and 360. Substitute lang natin si theta doon sa equation ni radius. Compute for the value of A, that is 1A, 1.5, 1.87, 2, 1.87, 1.5, 1.5, pag 180, 1 plus sine 180, that is 1, then 0.5, then 0.134, 0, 0.134, 0.5, then 1. More or less, baka this figure shows a each. So your A, inilisan ko na ha. Kayo na lang mag-resolve nung R, no? In your calculator. Pero yung discrepancy nasa sa inyo na yan para mas specify ninyo yung polar curve. By 30s lang yung binigay ko para mas mabilis tayo matapos. Then plot your lines. 30 degrees. Attention nyo na mali-maling drawing. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 230, 240, 270, 300, 330, 0, and 360 degrees. This is your A-axis. Okay? Cut lang natin yung maximum A and minimum A. 1, 1, 1, dito si 2. Okay? Ito yung 1A. Ito yung kahit hindi nyo ilagay yung mga kahit wag nyo nang ilagay yung tawag na dito, itong mga circle na nilalagay ko. Just for me to identify kung saan that. Then, 0 degree is 1A. Then 1.5. Then 1.87. Then 2. Then 1.87. 1.5. Then positive 1. At 210, that is 0.5. 240, 134. 270, 0. 300.134. 330 is 0.5. Then at 360, that is 1. Sabi ko nga, less this polar curve is a H. So that is now your polar curve. So pwede mo nang tanggalin yung circles mo. Okay? Yan na yung R equal to A 1 plus sine theta. Marami pa yan. Meron pang clover. Meron pang heart. Meron pang basta marami yan. Flower. Tapos area dissected. So forth and so on. Then area bounded by this polar curve. Ikaw nang bahala kung dito mo kukunin sa side na yan. So ang limits mo is from 90 degrees to 270 degrees. Then kung sa ibang side from 270 degrees to 360 plus 90 to 450 degrees, parang ganon. But if you're going to solve the entire area, pwede ring 0 to 360 degrees. Then your limits. Check natin doon sa ating website kung tama yung ating curve. Check natin. That is R equal 1 plus 9. Enter. So at 0 degree, A is equal to 1. Then at 90 degrees, A is equal to 2. At 270, A is 0. Tama yung ating drawing. You can always use this particular website for you to check your graph if it is correct or not. But if you're going to answer any questions, assignments, and quizzes later on, please show your solution step by step and detailed solution, just like what we did in this example. Okay? Naiintindihan po ba on how to plot or draw your polar curve?
Yes, sir.
Sana naintindihan na. Ito sa pinakamahirap na part when it comes to bounded area or area bounded by a curve. Then, susunod dyan, perimeter. Solve pa natin yung perimeter. Tapos, after perimeter, we will move on to solids revolution. Hirap na naman yun. Kasi wala na to sa module. Ito yung extended part ng integral calculus. Okay? So I hope you've understand this lecture for polar curves.